don't miss the frame. Hobby hooligan, what's your name?
Hey all, you hobby hooligans, welcome back to another episode of Ashtabula Hobby Talk. I'm your host, Rykus, owner of Captain's Comics in North Kingsville, Ohio. And I'm here with...
Hey hobby hooligans, I'm Nemo, president of Amigos Radio Club, Ashtabula, and amateur radio enthusiast. And we have a double banger tonight because we've got two guests. We've got Tim Greer and Doug, I always forget your Doug Martin from Pioneer Picnic. And great having you guys. Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. And you guys have been doing some pretty cool things. For those people who don't know that watch our show, Pioneer Picnic is it's a festival and it's a park, and it's been around for 136 years this year.
It's a nice part of the community.
It's a big thing in the community, and we're going to talk a little bit about it and its history today. So Tim, thanks for being here tonight, and tell us about let's start with Doug, because you've been sort of, in my word, a little longer. So tell us about your involvement with it.
Yeah, I'm the vice president. Tim is the president now. I actually started going to Pioneer Picnic when I was a little kid years ago. They used to have tons of old games like grease pole, catch money off the tail of a pig. But yeah, it started going downhill. Tim got into it, and with us working together, we're trying to bring it back. It's definitely making big strides.
Yeah, when I don't know, it's been about, I think, 10 years now is where I'm at with it, attending it, and I started there as a vendor, and then just started volunteering when I can to help out. And it was like you and Merle and Virginia and a couple other folks that were working on it. And I just remember it was obvious it was getting harder and harder for folks to do things and keep up with the event, because it's a huge event, and dating back into the 1800s. I think when I started coming to the volunteer meetings, there was like 7 people showing up on a regular basis.
Yeah, and that was a big meeting at that time.
Yeah. So, but when I did start seeing it, I said, I recognized the asset to the community that it was, and I said to myself, as long as I've got something to do with the Pierpont area and Ashtabula, I would do whatever I could to help promote and support what was going on there. So, Tim, you came in just a little bit later. Well, I think you've been there for a long time too, but you went there and back. So here, let me just give you my mic, and you can kind of tell us how you got back into it and did the stuff that you're doing.
So, like Doug, I've been going Pioneer Picnic since I was a kid as well. When they had hay rides before Byron was there, even with his horse and buggy, and they used to have, it was a tractor pulled hay wagon. And it actually went out on the road and down and around the block, and it was a long ride. And as a kid, we loved it. We got away from our parents. We got, so it was a good time. And so I've been out there a long time. I was, at one point I was president back, I don't know, a few years back. And we're going to just say politics got in the way, and I stepped away. And here, like 2 years ago, they asked me to come back. And we went with some back and forth. We did a rewrite of the bylaws so that the president had a little bit more control over what went on, and then I came back. And without the volunteers that we have, wow, because like you said, when only 7 people show up, it's hard to get anything done. On an average, every meeting is between 20 and 30 people show up. The other day we had 12 of us going to a couple different funerals for some really great people that just passed away that were longtime Pioneer Picnic people. So we had to go pay our respects, and I just made a couple of phone calls, and I had 30 more people show up. So they ran our Easter egg hunt, and that's what actually has made it successful. It's not that I've got a magic wand. The connections we have and the people that we can pull in has really made the difference. So.
Yeah, I think we got some photos up here from the Easter egg hunt from last weekend. If we can bring those up, can you get to those by itself? They're out of order, but that's okay. We can make that work. He's bringing them. There we go. We got some Easter egg hunt photos. There was a lot of people there.
A lot. There was a lot of people there. Yes.
It looked like they had a great time. I'm sorry I missed it. I really wanted to get over there for it, but I've been playing catch up on my farm for a little bit now.
Yeah, for the Easter egg hunt, we had over 10,000 eggs.
Yeah, we put out over 10,000 eggs. We only had 4 age groups, so we tried to split it up between the 4 age groups. I'm going to say within 5 minutes. I think it was actually less, but within 5 minutes, every egg was picked up and done. That egg hunt was done that fast. There was that many people there, so I mean, wow, what a turnout! It was amazing.
And then for the Easter egg hunt, we also was given free hot dogs and chips, like giving back to the community. So anybody that showed up, we gave them food.
Well, and that gets into some of it too, because some of the turnaround. I know before I started trying to get involved and helping out and volunteering and showing up to the meetings, I heard a lot of people who were in the same bracket as you as far as attendees, and they were always like, man, I remember when I was a kid and this place had this going and there was this going and there were all these events and just even in the Pioneer Picnic Festival itself, but also like the blues thing was the blues. There was a blues show there, and that was sort of the last thing you guys had that wasn't directly related to the Pioneer Picnic Festival. I remember that, and the year I was able to go, you guys didn't do it because of COVID.
Yeah, COVID messed up a lot of stuff, but there's a lot of events where we've got a pig roast going on. Monroe's talking about doing a beef roast this year. I think we have 5 weddings planned, so the grounds are going to be hopping this year. It's I know this is hobby, and to me this is a hobby. This is my hobby. This is what I do. It's fun to me, and I think that's the difference. When it becomes a job, it's time to move on. And if it can be a hobby and it can be fun, then you can laugh, you can joke, you don't get upset about stuff, and people want to come hang out, and that's where we are. We could easily, with Monroe Fire Hall, the Jefferson Grange, the Pierpont Community Action Group, now Beaver Blacktop, the log cabin, they're wanting to join up with us. I bet we could be 100 strong tomorrow if we made phone calls. So it's just amazing.
Yeah, and that's really cool because it's obvious nobody wanted to see that asset fall and not be a part of the community. And with the other events there, the donations that come in from that, I'm sure that that's going to push you up. Doug, I know that. Could you tell us a little bit about like the grounds, the overall grounds itself, and I know we're working on a fund to restore the cabin.
Yes, we just last year, the stage went down in the wind, and we had to rebuild that last year. This year, the wood around the cabin is rotten. We're getting the funds together now to redo the whole entire cabin, trying to save the roof for the historical view and the chimney, because the chimney was handmade. My father-in-law, who passed away, he was one of the original builders of the log cabin. They carried each log by hand from the woods to the area that it's at right now.
So there's a fund. You're not just taking in donations, but there's actually like a fundraising site associated with that, isn't there? Or is that just separate in your books?
No, there is. You can go to Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll make sure we get links in there. It might not be tonight. Maybe I'll be able to get them tomorrow if you make sure you get me the links.
Yep.
I'll make sure we get them in the description on the video so people can click on it. I'm a little slow on getting that stuff in there, but I'll make sure to get it
Okay.
in there.
But we also have camping for campers, primitive camping sites. Right now, I think for the campers with power, we're right around 36 or 38, and some of them have water. But we are in the process of working on getting a camping permit for either 6 months or a year long.
Okay, so just to clarify, those campsites are just good for the Pioneer Picnic Festival, which takes place at the end of August every year. And so for those 3 days, people can camp there, but it's not open to camping full time right now.
Not right now,
Okay.
but for the bigger events like the pig roast and probably the beef roast that Monroe's going to be putting on, we will have camping permits for that.
All right. So, how big is the place?
How many acres is that?
30 acres?
Yeah, right around 30 acres.
Okay. So there's a lot of room there to do stuff. I know when I was out there, I'm like, man, I could fly a kite here, and I can, there's a lot of stuff. I know I've talked to a couple friends of mine that are drone flyers, and I'm like, we should come out here and do like a drone thing with like a drone relay race or something. And I think that would be pretty cool. I know our radio club, we've been doing a Hamfest out there. We haven't really settled in on that this year. This year's because we actually just got our 501c3 rolling, and we're just now getting all that together to start fulfilling our missions with that. So we're not sure whether we're ready to take on the Hamfest again one more time this year, but we're definitely going to do it next year. So hopefully we'll figure that out. But we'll definitely be coming out because I know we've been volunteering out there the last couple of years. And we'll still do our setup out there the way we normally do it, and we'll still come out and help with the auction because we enjoy doing that too.
Yeah, that auction was huge last year.
It was really big,
and I expect it to be just as big, if not bigger, this year. So it's the auction's going to be a good time. The whole event's going to be a good time. We're planning new stuff. We're keeping the old stuff. The frog jumping contest, the crosscut saw, all the old stuff that they used to do. We're keeping that, so it keeps the old community, the people that have been there for years and years, interested in what we're doing. And then we try to bring in the new stuff. Like last year, we brought in the tractor pulls, the lawnmower tractor pulls.
That was great. I
Yeah.
loved that. That was I got some footage of that, but we can't pull it up right now. But if you go back in our episodes, we have like a little 15-minute bonus episode from
I've seen
last
that.
year's Pioneer
Yeah.
Picnic, and it's got some of that stuff in there.
Okay. So yeah, that's planning on coming back. We actually built a track that can be either a pulling track or it can be the tractor pulling. So maybe the horses will come back someday. We're working on that. Everybody wants it, but it's expensive. You have to get part of the circuit and everything else.
Yeah, that the other thing too is we have all these Amish guys with horses, and we've got a bunch of people with draft teams that aren't just Amish folks that would probably be interested. I know we had a guy on here who has old Suffolk draft horses, and he has a pulling team. So those horses are beautiful horses, and so maybe we could get you guys in touch with him and just do it yourselves. I mean, what's that take?
Yeah, we had 1 year we had a couple draft horses out there, pulling horses that just came out to show, and they hooked one horse to a tug of war rope, and there had to have been 50 of us that hooked onto the other end of that rope, and that horse drug us across the field. But it was so fun. We thought that we're going to hold this horse back. Yeah, no, but it was interesting. It was fun. It was a lot of this is scary. When I first started, when the stage, the snow caved in our stage and wrecked all of that, and we're like, you know what? We're just pulling the trigger. We're going to build a new stage. We've talked about it for way back when I was a president before, and I said, let's just do it. We started tearing it down, and the people come out of the woodwork. They were like, what are you doing? There's so much history here, and there's so much. It was rotten. I couldn't save nothing.
I remember because I've helped a couple times at least help put that old stage together, and that big huge tarp was just ridiculous and
Oh,
god awful to mangle around
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
manhandle.
that was-
took 8, 9, 10 people to put the thing on, and then once it was on, you didn't want to take it down. It almost wasn't worth doing for
Right.
just 3 days.
right. Yeah, it was like a 12-man process.
Yes.
And like you said, when only 7 people would show up, how do you get it done? And that's
Yeah, well, I mean, I think the one time I showed up, there was only 8 people, and,
Yeah.
and we still managed to do it. But
it's a bear.
it took
Yeah.
everything all of us had to make sure just to get it unfolded and get it up and started.
Yeah. So we didn't post a lot of pictures while we were doing the actual building of the new pavilion. A little bit here and there, but not much. It was great because it went up right before the event went on. And to see people come out and the reactions, their face, it was the same. Everybody, it was, and so it was just amazing that, and they all had the same like, wow, what a difference. So that felt good.
Yeah,
And we couldn't have got that new stage built without the Amish community. They helped us out tremendous. They've been coming to our Pioneer picnics, setting up a stand, selling their baked goods for I don't know how many years now. It's going on quite a few years, and usually they're sold out in one day. So, but there's actually gonna be a wedding there of one of the Amish.
Oh, really?
That's what I've heard.
Who's getting married?
I can't remember his name.
Across the street,
The guys across the road.
Yeah.
I
there's
think that's
a
who it
wedding,
is.
some relation to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, they're going to come in. Actually, we bartered to get that done. So we bought all the materials. They gave us JR Lumber gave us a great deal on lumber. They were great. They delivered everything. It was amazing. And then the Amish community showed up, and in one day they threw that thing up. And so it went up so fast. And I don't know. I still get overwhelmed
Amazed.
thinking about it. Yeah, it was just.
Yeah, they had like 20 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it
But
was just fast.
It's like watching a fine old machine. I mean, no yelling.
Yep.
If that was
But-
my kids, I'd been screaming at them.
But that was part of the bartering that we do, and that's what I love doing, the bartering. And but they're now going to do their chicken cook.
The monthly.
The monthly-
benefit dinner.
They're going to be doing those at Pioneer Picnic, and that was the payment for them building the pavilion for us. So yeah.
We
And-
do need to get their dates so I can get it on there so I don't book a
Yeah, you
birthday
guys are
party or
booking
something.
them fast.
So we have there's about 30K that we wrapped up into building that with the materials and everything. We with the metal roof. We want this thing to last, and so there's about 30K tied up in it, which is pennies on the dollar compared to. And then the insurance company came out because, of course, there was no insurance on the other building, so we had to pay for all this ourselves. And so we're like, this time we're insuring, and they come out and they insured this thing. They said replacement cost is like $150,000, and I said, what?
That's probably about right.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, it's an amazing pavilion, and we're going to do the same thing with the log cabin. We remodeled the kitchen area and put concrete down there. So there a lot has went on.
Well, I can't wait to see the log cabin remodel. I think that's going to be great. That's a big piece of history right there, and even the stage is a big piece of history for the area. Plans to put concerts back in there, bands. I know the Bluegrass Festival was there for a long time. Is there any hint to something like that coming back?
If we can get some interest, absolutely. Yeah, we would love to do just a weekend concert, like you said, whether it's bluegrass or who knows. Yeah.
So all the guys who do watch us that are musicians, and I know we have several, let us know. We'll try and get you hooked up and get something going for you. I think Rykus, we could get some musicians, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. But it's funny how you talk about the history of the place. We didn't really talk too much about how Pioneer Picnic started. I think there's like a very...
That's actually a great story, and
Yeah.
maybe one of you guys could tell it.
So yeah, let's get this right. I always mix up the date it started with the address, because the address is 1809, and the event actually started in 1890. So, and it was a family reunion, is how it started. It was the Groves family, and the Russell family. The property belonged to the Russells, and it was a family reunion that just grew over the years into a community event. So, it was a family, then it was a community. I don't have all of the details on, but from my understanding is the property was donated to have Pioneer Picnic, and as long as there was a picnic that went on every year, it would remain the property of Pioneer Picnic. Otherwise, it would revert back to the family. So, and with the exception, and not even really COVID, technically there was people out there, even though they weren't supposed to be. But we have a family that goes out every year. They don't miss Pioneer Picnic. It doesn't matter what goes on. They are there. And they called me, and they're like, hey, I know this is COVID, and I know but you know what? We can't not go. And I'm like, you know what? Go for it. So, and that was the politics side of what made me step out of there. So, but they went and did it. So we still technically had a Pioneer Picnic.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's been 136 years of, and like I said, started as a family reunion. So to see what it's turned into now, just amazing. And you brought up Virginia. I miss her.
Yeah, me too. She was great.
I do. If you hear this, Virginia, she was our PR person. They hate when I give them titles, and I do. I title everybody. She was our PR person, and she was good at it. And now a lot of what goes on our website and everything else is me. And I'm on the lives all the time, and I'm always nervous. But yeah, I miss her because she did all that for us. But her husband is Chris. He ended up with cancer, and she's been working with him. So she's still available if we call her. She answers questions or helps us with connections. But she's kind of working with him.
So you guys had to reclaim the 501c3 part of what you were doing.
Yes.
How hard was that process?
So, well, I would love to sit here and tell you how much of a pain in the rear end it was, because it was. But one of our volunteers, Mark Eaton, wow, that guy is a guru on that kind of stuff, and he dug his teeth into it, and we had to rename it. That's why if you see our legal name, it's Pierpont Pioneer Picnic now instead of just Pioneer Picnic, or I think at one time it was Pioneer Picnic Inc., and then it was Pioneer Picnic out. There was so many names, but it's technically Pierpont Pioneer Picnic, and that's how we were able to reclaim our 501c3 and get that. We got our tax exempt going. We may work on a bingo thing next. Not sure if that's something we want to do or yet. We'll see. We usually have another organization that teams up with us. They have their stuff to do bingo, and it's just easier that way. We let them come in, and yeah, absolutely. So it's so we don't know yet, but again, it was tough because, like I said, it had lapsed numerous times, and then they took it away, and so we just had to start over. And Mark, if you're listening, thank you, because wow. He's the one who pulled that out for us.
There you go. Yeah, I know with our radio club, we just finished going through those hoops and banging our heads on the desks month after month, trying to figure out exactly what we needed. And, they make it sound like it's simple, and you start filling it out. Because I filed for, like, S-Corps and LLCs, and that's literally 5 minutes on your computer and a digital payment, and you're like, good. But they want a lot more than that out of you for the 501c3 stuff. And
yeah, we had to. You have to have all your bylaws. You have to have the names of your officers. You have to have. So there's a lot. Like there's a lot of hoops, and he did it all. Yeah.
Yeah. So it took us a while too. We're looking into the gambling thing. We want to get the gambling permits too. The gambling, that's a whole separate set of paperwork. And now that we've got everything squared away and we kind of know where we're at and what direction we're going in with it, we're going to push that through too. Wow. So there's been so many great activities there over the years, but last year you guys had, and so much of it's hobby based because like you guys had the World Civil War recreation guys out there.
They're coming back.
They're coming back, and they're coming back bigger and stronger,
Bigger
right?
and stronger. Yeah.
All right, very good, because they had a nice camp set up and
yeah.
everything going on. I know we've been trying to figure out how to do a telegraph machine with them for the last couple of years, and
Yep.
it's just our thing has been the logistics with the wire getting to where they're at. Then last year they got set up, and if they still stay set up there, we might be able to get some wire run over there. We've got the wire and we've got the equipment to do it, so that'd be kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, just to touch base on that a little bit, what they're looking at doing is going totally across one side of Pioneer Picnic to the other, where you
with
can
a
send
telegraph,
message, yeah.
So we can send messages. So you come in and you can get your message sent, or you could send somebody a message on the other side, and when your friend walks over to the other side, there's a crier over there hollering saying that you got a message. I think that would be a great idea, and hopefully we can get that set up.
Yeah, that'll be so much fun. I hope you guys do get it.
One thing we are doing this year, and this is something radio community does, is we do a thing called a special event station. And what we do is we register as a special event station with the ARRL and the FCC, and they give us a special call sign that's for that event, and we operate under that call sign. And so what it's for is for kind of for fairs, but a lot of what it's used for is like the USS Missouri is out there, I believe, in Hawaii. They have their own call sign. The amateur radio guys that are also veterans that served on that ship, they come in once a year and they have a special call sign, and it's a commemorative yearly thing that they do. There's a thing called the 13 Colonies, so that they do. It's a contest thing the amateur radio operators do, and one station sets up in each of the original 13 colonies with their own special event call sign. You collect them, you get a little reward for it. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to be registering for a special event call sign for Pioneer Picnic.
Wow.
And we're going to be operating as a special event station out of Pioneer Picnic over the course of that weekend. And since it's Ohio QSO Party at the same time, there'll be a ton of people hearing about it because we'll be calling out as Pioneer Picnic Special Event Station, not just like Amigos Radio Club. So we'll be calling out as Pioneer Picnic Special Event Station.
Wow. Wow,
So
that's
that'll be cool.
That's
That'll
huge.
bring people in from all over.
Yeah.
Nemo, we ought to look into getting special QSL cards for that.
We should look into getting special QSL cards for that. Most places charge for that though.
Yeah.
So we'll have to figure that out. We'll see.
Normally,
the
it's
cards isn't a big deal. It's setting up the registration and postage stuff to get it sent out. Like for instance, when you call the battleship in Hawaii, they'll give you a QSO card, which is basically a postcard that confirms your contact with them.
if you send one to them first.
Yeah.
They don't send them to everybody because that would be thousands of dollars.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you send one to them, and I think you actually have to send them like $10 too.
Yeah, you have to send return postage at least.
And if you send one to them and send them like, I think it's $10, they'll send you a return card to confirm. So it's sort of, and the cards are individually numbered and all that. So it's kind of a cool thing. We'll see how far we can get with that part of it.
Yeah.
But at least, every time we pick up the microphone, we're going to be calling this Pioneer Picnic.
Wow. Wow. Thank you guys. That's pretty awesome. Absolutely.
Actually, we're going to be doing something similar. We're going to be setting up at his place on Free Comic Book Day pretty soon here. And
Stay tuned for more information on that. We're still gathering more things.
yeah, I'm waiting for you to tell me yo.
Yep. Was waiting on the landlord right now.
So what's in store for? Okay, before we get into what's in store for this year, what have you guys been doing contest-wise, fundraising-wise to build up for this year?
Okay, so of course we're taking any donations that somebody wants to send in, but we're doing a lot of raffles. So we've got a lot of different guns, or pew-pews as we call them on Facebook because we get in trouble. But we've been a lot of guns. We have a golf cart we're raffling off now. We've done side-by-sides. We've done
picture of that golf cart.
Oh, we got the golf cart? Oh, there we go.
Yeah, let's get that
Oh.
golf cart up. The one you guys gave
Hey.
away last year was really cool.
Yeah, here we go. This one's like futuristic. The front with the key fob opens up. It's a trunk in the front. When you flip the seat up in the back, it's got your storage, but in that storage spot right now is a refrigerator, and it actually plugs into a cigarette lighter in the side of the machine there, and you actually have a refrigerator that runs. The windshield is electric and opens up electric. It's got a windshield wiper and wiper fluid, horn turning signals, stereo, 4-speaker stereo in the ceiling. This thing is really cool.
No.
Oh.
Is that one like the one you had last year that is inflatable?
Yes, yeah, this one's absolutely platable. Comes with the MRO, MOR, whatever it's called. But yeah, it'll come with so you can go get plates put on it. Absolutely. Yep.
That's cool. How can you get the raffles? Where do you go to buy those?
So we're out at Bushnell Store twice a week. We're going to be at when the weather breaks. We'll be up at the flea market. They just gave us Speedway 7 gave us permission to sit up there, so we'll be there every Friday as well. And absolutely, we're going to be up there. And we also online we have Cash App, PayPal, Venmo that you can just put it in the comment section what you're looking for, what ticket you want, and send your money, and we'll fill it out and send you back a picture of your ticket, and then we'll hold the stub. And if you want to come meet us somewhere, we'll have it for you. If not, I just call them wallet stuffers. You don't need the stub. We have your name and number, and if you win, we're going to call you. Matter of fact, our side-by-side winner and our golf cart winner did not have their stubs, so that was Eddie Fisher got the side-by-side, and Oxley's got the golf cart. And they come out every year. There's another family that she was just telling me it's been 36 years. I think she says 36 consecutive years. They come from all different states over 4th of July weekend, and they stay for the week, and they do their own family reunion out at the Pioneer Picnic Ground. So there's a lot of history out there. And it's been a great hobby for me. So,
Speaking of histories and hobbies, I'm hoping I'm not, stepping over one of my friend's hobbies, but he metal detects out in Pioneer Picnic, and he goes out in the woods because he says the field has already been picked over so many times, but he's been finding like really old coins back in the woods areas.
All them kids go back there and they lose everything. That's
So
what it is.
I hope I'm not giving away his little
No,
secret spots.
I know who you're talking about, and we need to get him on the show. And he's one of the good ones because he puts his holes back. There are some
Yes.
people that come out there, and they do not put their holes back. And so, if you're out there metal detecting, first of all, you should have gotten permission before you went out there. But at least put your holes back. That's it's like replacing your divots in golf. Come on, man.
Yeah.
yeah, I remember him coming up and asking for permission to go out, and I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to see what you pull in. And that was the deal, though. If you hit something worth $1 million, we get something out of that.
So it's just great to see the history in the Pioneer Picnic area.
It's a huge asset to the community, and I was
Absolutely.
starting to really, as it was in the middle there, I was like, man, I'd hate to see this thing completely fall apart. So I'm glad it's turned around and it's picked back up. What do we got planned this year?
Wow. We have a lot of plans, so we're hoping we can pull them out. We've got the bands are coming out again. We have definitely want to rebuild the cabin. We want that to be a kind of an unveiling this year of a new cabin. The bingo stand is going to be next. We're planning on we have an electric company, Apex Electric. Their guys are going to come out and do a bunch of trenching and rewiring so that we can get more campers out there and more power so we're not popping breakers and that kind of stuff. But they're coming out to run. We have 200 amps at 2 different poles, so we have 400 amps we can be pulling through there, and we're not. We're underusing the power we have, so we're going to fix that. We're hoping that's going to be this summer project that, when people come out, they're going to be like, wow, there's real plugs here, and there's, we're not popping a breaker every time we turn the lights on. So, or when it rains. Yes, or when it rains. So, that's the plan. We want to get the electrical, more of that upgraded. We definitely want to get the cabin done, and if we can get some other stuff, that'll be bonus. We'll see. But we already last year we started opening up the third driveway back up, which hasn't been opened in years. So we're gonna get some more gravel on that, so that's more of an actual driveway now and a done deal. We're gonna, of course, have our frog jumping and all our normal stuff. We're trying to get the line dancers from Jules to come out and do a little show for us. So, hey, Raylene, if you're listening out there, don't forget about us. But so there's a lot. There's a lot of ideas, a lot of stuff we're trying to pull together.
We're in the works of having fireworks this year on Saturday night.
Yep,
That would be cool.
that's actually gonna happen.
And one thing we are going to do different this year, instead of the bands being from 8 o'clock to 11, we're going to have them start at 7 and get done at 10. Because then it gives them more opportunity to enjoy Pioneer Picnic. And if they've drove a long distance,
They've got time to get back.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And it probably helps with the neighbors too. Now, do you do something special with the neighbors? Because I know that can kind of get in. You know, you go out to like Cedar Point, and I know like it used to be a thing where I don't know if they still do it, but they would give everybody that lived around them free tickets to the park. Is there something you do to appease all the neighbors?
So we're already free admission, and everything is free. But yes, we did it a couple years ago. We didn't do it this last year. It just everything got away from it. It was so crazy. But this year we're going to start doing it again. But we do usually 2 weeks after the event. We do what we call a neighborhood cook, and what we do is we invite all the neighbors over to do a cookout for just the people on Middle Road. And we supply all the food, everything's free. They just show up, and that's our thank you to them for putting up with 3 days worth of craziness, because that's what it turns into.
And it hasn't gotten this much, at least since I've been going there. But I know at one point I saw a news article from like 1890-ish. Maybe it was actually 1920s-ish, because there were cars. And they said there were 5,000 people in attendance every day on that news article. So I know you're not quite there yet, but man, you're close.
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
year had to be pretty close.
There was a lot. When I was a kid though, the fields would be full of cars, and they would be parked down the road. So we're gonna be there. It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming. That's I keep telling everybody, the guys out at Albion Fair, we know a lot of them now, and we've been working with them a little bit. So there's another organization that we've been working with, and I keep telling everybody that I'm gonna be the next Albion Fair because we're gonna raffle a car off. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Maybe not yet this year, but
no, not
by
this
next year.
But my wife keeps saying you're crazy, but
That golf cart's
gonna
awfully
happen.
close.
that golf
Honestly.
cart's close. You're right. It's nice. That golf cart is really nice. So she was very upset when I came home and told her that I took the presidency back, and because she wasn't a fan. It takes a lot of your time. It consumes a lot of your life. But she is becoming more and more of a Pioneer Picnic fan. She's out with us all the time. She's at all the events now. She's on board, so that's helped a lot too. That she's not in the background going, "Really, you're going there again?" She's actually coming with us. So
See, support. Wives, support your husband's hobbies.
One other thing I forgot to mention, what we had come in this year for the first time is a guy owns these Brahma bulls, and you got to ride on them.
Yeah, but that was last year. Was that the guy that came in last year with him? Yeah,
Yes.
That guy was pretty cool.
Yeah,
I got some good
he's
pictures
coming
of those.
back. I just
Awesome.
messaged him, so he said he's coming back, and he's going to actually be set up towards the cabin, so he's more noticeable. Because last year we had to put him back away, and a lot of people didn't hear about it till the end, and we brought him up, and he was slammed.
One thing I noticed is a lot of people come in that main entrance right down the flea market / vendor strip, and there's nothing there. So maybe this year, if you want to leave brochures at our station, like the flyers that get printed up, like the trifolds you did last year, so we can hand those to people as they're coming in, we'd be more than happy to make sure that got done.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, if you guys got flyers, I can probably hand them out at my comic book store, or I'll have them by the cash register. People can pick them up.
Yeah, I mean, I know because the layout's different every year, it's hard to make a little map of the place, but, if you could, where everything's at, but if there was enough people coming in that didn't know exactly what was going to be there, that just being able to hand them that list right as they walked in the door would probably be helpful.
Good idea.
No, that's actually a great idea. A map's a good idea, and we have room. So we're gonna do a trifold style again. So it's a trifold open. Normally we did, what did we do? 1,500. Then we did 2,000. I got a feeling this year we're gonna hit the 5,000 mark that we're gonna put out in flyers. So and we'll make sure they're out. And yeah, I love that idea of a map. That's a good idea. So people know exactly what's where. Yeah.
Where are we at? 41. Producer, thank you very much for the time check. And man, so I guess Rykus, what do you got?
I got Star Trek stuff at my comic shop. I mean,
Yeah, you went to
Huge.
to that big toy show. How'd that go?
it was amazing. It was great. Lots of toys. I brought some stuff back. If you're into autographs with celebrity Star Trek people, let me know.
I just heard this thing that the old Star Trek and the new Star Trek people got together and there was a big clash. I don't know how true that is, but I just heard this thing.
That sounded like a punchline. I'm waiting for like
No,
a joke.
no, I heard this rumor. No, I heard this rumor that the old Star Trek people got together and they went to like all the new Star Trek people and they went and kind of told them where to go because they were running.
Star Trek is not Star Trek.
Yeah, see, there we go. Yeah, I heard the old Star Trek guys came together and they all went to the new Star Trek guys, like as a big group meeting, and they put their foot down and said, "Get over this and start treating our franchise right."
So other than that, I mean, be on the lookout for announcements for my free comic book day event going on the first weekend of first Saturday of May, and coming up here soon is the Kingsville lawn sale. I'll have more information on that.
Are you guys gonna do in the Kingsville lawn sale, or are you gonna stay up by the shop there?
We don't know yet. We're thinking about it.
We want to get into that Kingsville lawn sale and set up our booth.
That'd be a good place to go too.
Absolutely.
That's I know a couple people that have done the Kingsville lawn sale and the things that they've brought, and they've sold out right away. So that would be a good one. I gotta make sure that we put links up for the stuff. So
I can send you those. I have web links that I'll
Yeah.
send you. So all they do is click on it, it'll bring up the Venmo, the Cash App, the whatever.
What
All right,
about
cool.
Pioneer Picnic? Does that have like a Facebook page?
Yeah, it is Pierpont Pioneer Picnic on Facebook. Come and see us. There's two on there. There's one we're trying to get it removed, and it's been tough. It's not us. It is it's a picture of the Russells, so it's an actual picture of the Pioneer Picnic originators. But we're the one. We'll have the cabin and the covered wagon and stuff. That's ours. So come on and see us. We do a weekly 50-50. We're on every Saturday at noon doing that live where we give out the 50-50 cash. We've been over $1,000 for the last 3-4 weeks. Yeah, it's been that we're giving out, and then of course if we sell out our tickets on one of the guns that we're raffling, we draw that on Saturday as well. So everything we do is Saturday at noon. Last Saturday was the first one we missed because of our egg hunt, and that didn't happen until, it was supposed to be 2:30, ended up at 3:30 because the internet didn't work out there, and it was just, welcome to
isn't.
Pioneer Picnic, right? And it's kind of a standing joke that I'm always late for everything I do, so I've made all of our Pioneer Picnic family late for everything we do too.
Well, we're looking forward to getting out there and setting up and doing all that stuff out there with you. Speaking of giveaways, since we're right here.
On our like and subscribe.
We
And
we're
leave a
looking
comment.
for our 100 subscribers.
Nice
And when-
segue.
Yeah, see, look at that. And when we hit 100 subscribers, somebody's going to win this really nice coffee mug that we have here. This is from my Wednesday night show. I don't print these anymore, but somebody will win that nice coffee mug, and this shirt, this beautiful Captain's Comics shirt. But it's going to be wrinkly. I've only got one hand,
He's
so
gonna
I
do
can't
it with
shake
one
it.
hand this time. Oh
Gotta
man.
do it with one hand, like I ain't got it. Okay, so there you go, Captain's Comic shirt. You'll win it, any size, any color printing. Look at that printing. You know, every week here, check this out. Hold this for 1 second. Every week I take this shirt and I go like this, and I stuff it in here, and that printing has not cracked. In over 40 episodes, that printing is not cracked. So that shows you the quality. And feel that shirt. That's a nice cotton shirt.
That's a nice shirt.
Yeah, see? Look at
Where'd
that.
you have that shirt made at?
I don't know. Where'd you make it?
I didn't make the shirt, but we did print it.
You printed it. Yeah, see?
We do our own little custom printing in our comic shop.
Yeah. So there you go. And then so yeah, like, share, subscribe, and then somebody will win that once we break 100 subscribers. And just because we don't have 100 subscribers don't mean we don't get good views, because we've been breaking the views, but we're slowly creeping up. I don't know what else to say. I think you got anything else? Oh yeah, I do. I know exactly what else I need to say.
You gonna cough in the mic?
Yeah, I'm going to do that too.
Okay.
The Amigos Radio Club Ashtabula, we're going to be having our first technician classes coming up here on, is it May, June, July? No, June. May, June, April.
Stall for like a minute and a half.
Okay, I'm going to stall for a minute and a half while he brings it up on the screen, because we didn't have the teleprompter ready. There we go. Yeah, zoom that up so I can see it. As I got the flyer here, you're going to just bring the flyer up on the screen there? Oh, it's on the screen now, but I can't see it. I still can't see it.
Are we still supposed
Give me
to
one
be
sec.
stalling now, or what?
Are we still supposed to be? There we go.
There we go.
All right, so that's going to be April 17th, 18th, and 19th. And I should know this because I've been announcing it on my radio show for the last 3 weeks. That's going to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 17, 18, 19. Go over to kc8oh.org and sign up for your free amateur radio classes. Become a licensed amateur radio technician, and we will get you on the air. There is a $35 licensing fee that goes to the FCC. So come check us out for that. And I'm not sure what else to say. I think that's it.
I would say if anybody's curious about it, it's a great opportunity to survivalists to learn how to talk on the radio.
You know, it's not just survivalists. It's, the Geauga County guys, and we kind of do this for them too, but we don't manage it. If you look at the Geauga County Amateur Radio Club, they actually are, if you see anybody at the Geauga County Fair with a radio, it's an amateur radio operator, because they manage the whole thing. They come
Yes.
out there with a mini repeater and their emergency comms trailer, and they set it up, and they run all the communications for the whole fair. We are not part of that group, but we have guys that go volunteer in the MS 500, which is a huge bicycle relay race that takes place between Pennsylvania and Ohio. It's a 500-mile race. And we have amateur radio operators that participate in that yearly. All of the communications behind D-Day is all done by amateur radio operators. So, we're involved in, at least amateur radio operators are involved in many large events in the area, but we're just behind the scenes. A lot of people don't notice us. So,
It's one of the hobbies that can be just more than just a hobby. It can be a life-saving.
yeah. I mean, and we were doing a presentation with the BSAs the other night for this class that's upcoming, and
BSA Troop 34.
yeah, and I mentioned to them that during the hurricane that went through North Carolina and Tennessee just 2 years ago, the first people on scene to do emergency recovery were amateur radio operators on donkeys going up mountains to find people and radio into helicopters to get them out. That was before anybody else got there. So there's a whole bunch of it, and it's not just that. There's just chatting with people too. That's the good part about it. You could on any given day you could pick up a radio at the right time of day, because obviously there's time zones and all that, and talk to anybody around the world, talk to people all over the world, and so that's pretty cool. That's one of my favorite things about it, is that you can do that.
So don't forget, like and subscribe, and go over to Pioneer Picnic Facebook page.
Pierpont Pioneer Picnic on Facebook. Search
and
them out.
friend that and watch their notifications.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for being with us tonight, and hobby on.
Hobby on.
I'll be on. Thanks.